Hey guys, so this video is probably just going to be a short one, but I wanted to make a video today to talk about how very recently, I think just a few days ago, Unity announced that they are cancelling the runtime fee. So if you don't know what the runtime fee is, I did make a few videos talking about it last year. Since this all went down last year, it was a pretty big thing. And yeah, so if you didn't hear about it, be sure to watch them videos I made or watch any other video out there. There's a bunch of other videos made by other people too talking about it. But I will explain it very simply in this video in case you don't want to watch other videos talking about it. But basically what the Unity runtime fee was, I can say was now since it's now cancelled, but basically what the Unity runtime fee was, is it was basically just Unity's way to try make more money. Basically, if you're a developer and you make a game and you put it for sale on Steam, for example, if your game met a certain criteria, like it made a certain amount of revenue within the last 12 months or got a certain amount of downloads in the last 12 months, then basically what would happen is per install for your game, you would have to pay Unity a small fee. And it was crazy, you know, all the stuff surrounding it, you know, so if you want to go watch other videos which talk about it, you know, more in depth and talk about why it was a bad thing, then yeah, be sure to. But basically, yeah, Unity is now cancelling the runtime fee, which is pretty good. And you know, there are other things to come with this, such as price increases in the subscriptions, but I guess that's expected. But anyways, there's this Unity blog post here from the president and CEO of Unity, Matt Bromberg. I don't know how to properly pronounce his last name, but it says, "A message to our community, Unity is cancelling the runtime fee." And then there's like this statement here which says, after deep consultation with our community, customers and partners, we've made the decision to cancel the runtime fee for our games customers effective immediately. Non-gaming industry customers are not impacted by this modification. Over the last 20 years, we've partnered with brilliant designers and developers, artists and engineers, publishers and platforms to build a world where great games could be built by anyone for everyone. We called it democratizing game development, and it remains our core mission today. However, we can't pursue that mission in conflict with our customers. At its heart, it must be a partnership built on trust. I've been able to connect with many of you over the last 3 months, and I've heard time and time again that you want a strong Unity and understand that price increases are a necessary part of what enables us to invest in moving gaming forward, but those increases needn't come in a novel and controversial new form. We want to deliver value at a fair price in the right way so that you will continue to feel comfortable building your business over the long term with Unity as your partner, and we're confident that if we're good partners and deliver great software and services, we've barely scratched the surface of what we can do together. So we're reverting to our existing seat-based subscription model for all our gaming customers, including those who adopt Unity 6, the most performant and stable version of Unity yet, later this year. Here's what you can expect. And basically it shows like what the new price increases are going to be. Now for Unity Personal, it's actually a lot better. So there's no price increase for Unity Personal, of course it's always going to be free. In fact, there's actually improvements to Unity Personal. In fact, these things, you know, if you've been keeping up to date with Unity and the runtime fee and stuff like that, you probably already heard about these changes last year, but for those of you who didn't know, for Unity Personal, as it says here, as announced last year, Unity Personal will remain free, and we'll be doubling the current revenue and funding ceiling from $100,000 to $200,000 USD. This means more of you can use Unity at no cost. The Made with Unity splash screen will be optional. So yeah, that's going to be optional for those of you who didn't know with Unity 6. So yeah, that is a good thing. The Made with Unity splash screen will become optional for Unity Personal games made with Unity 6 when it launches later this year. And then we have Unity Pro and Unity Enterprise. So it says we'll be modifying subscription pricing and the qualifying annual revenue thresholds effective January 1st, 2025. These changes will apply to all new and existing Unity Pro and Enterprise customers when you purchase, upgrade, or renew a subscription on or after this date. Unity Pro, an 8% subscription price increase to $2,200 USD annually per seat will apply to Unity Pro. Unity Pro will be required for customers with more than 200,000 USD of total annual revenue and funding. So yeah, there's going to be an 8% price increase to Unity Pro, which I guess is expected if they're going to be cancelling the runtime fee, because the runtime fee was Unity's way of trying to make more money, but after the backlash from that, they obviously decided, like, well, we'll just do increases to our subscription prices, you know, which I think would have just been better to begin with. Like yes, you would have still had a few disgruntled people, but you wouldn't have had this massive backlash like what you had last year. You know, if they just originally increased the prices of the subscriptions to begin with, then I think they would have avoided most of the backlash. And then it says with Unity Enterprise, there'll be a 25% subscription price increase, which will apply to Unity Enterprise. So Unity Enterprise is for customers with more than 25 million USD of total annual revenue and funding. A minimum subscription requirement may also apply. So this is basically just for, like, you know, AAA companies and stuff like that. You guys don't need to worry about Unity Enterprise at all. But yeah, no, that is a big increase to that 25%, and I guess that is because, you know, the people who use Unity Enterprise are usually the more AAA type developers, or just people, you know, developers who are quite large. So, you know, I guess that makes sense in a way. But yeah, as it says then afterwards, from this point forward, it's our intention to revert to a more traditional cycle of considering any potential price increases only on an annual basis. Our commitment remains that if we change the editor software terms in ways that impact you, you may continue using your current version of the software under the previously agreed terms, as long as you keep using that version. So yeah, basically what they're explaining there is, you know, if you're using Unity 2021, you stick to those terms of service, you know, and if you're using Unity 2023, you stick to them terms of service. So even if the terms of service are a bit different between them versions, you know, you just stick to that version's terms of service. So yeah, which is a good thing, because what they're trying to do with the runtime fee is they're trying to make it so then it applies to all versions of Unity. But then because of the massive backlash from that, they then changed it, so then it's like, oh, it's only going to be from Unity 6 onwards, and then now it's like, oh, well, we're not going to do the runtime fee at all. So yeah, honestly, that is a good thing that they are cancelling the runtime fee. Basically then it just says after here, cancelling the runtime fee for games and instituting these price changes will allow us to continue investing to improve game development for everyone while also being better partners, blah blah blah. So yeah, good thing that Unity is cancelling the runtime fee. I do understand the price increases to the subscriptions, I do understand that to compensate. Also, just before I do end this video, I just do want to talk about my Unity tutorials, since if you're someone who's been watching my channel for a while and you liked watching my Unity tutorials, you've probably noticed how I have not uploaded a Unity tutorial in a while, and there are reasons for that, of course. One reason being because I just like using Godot a lot now. You know, I mainly just use Godot for my games. I do use Unity sometimes, but only really to update games these days, like, you know, Bodhi and Friends or ULEM Shadow Memories. That's the only reason I'll use Unity these days. I mainly just use Godot when it comes to making games. I love Godot. It's open source as well. It's completely free to use. That means that I don't have to worry about having to pay a bigger company, you know, like a subscription fee or, you know, some sort of runtime fee just in order to keep using it. But yeah. Overall, I love Godot for a lot of reasons, and it's continuing to improve all the time. And yeah, I really do love it as an engine, and that's why I'll continue to use it and make tutorials on it. When it comes to my Unity tutorials, I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I just don't really feel like making Unity tutorials. You know, like, you know, what turned me off at first and what made me want to start using Godot is the whole Unity situation which happened last year. But yeah, over the last almost year now, I think it's probably been a year that I've been using Godot for now, probably a year now, or almost a year at least. But yeah, for the past year or so that I've been using Godot for, it's definitely become my favourite engine I've ever used. There's just so much about it that I do like, and yeah. So overall, Unity is a great engine. I'm not saying that Unity's not a great engine, it's a great engine to make games with, but when it comes to making tutorials for it, I just don't know if I'm really that interested. But, you know, I will think about it, you know, but yeah. So anyways guys, that's the end of this video. Just overall what I wanted to talk about today was the Unity runtime fee, and just talk about my tutorials at the end there as well, because a lot of you guys always ask me about my Unity tutorials, and you know, sometimes I feel bad that I haven't been making them, but also it's like, you know, I'm not really too interested. Anyways guys, I'll see you all soon in my next one. Bye bye.